Well, you might think avoiding marriage means avoiding messy financial breakups, but legally it turns out that's not always the case.
Yeah, more Australians than ever are in de facto relationships, but experts are warning that many couples have absolutely no idea what they're actually entitled to if things do go south. So joining us with the legal breakdown is divorce lawyer Clarissa Rayward. Clarissa, good to see you. What actually makes a couple de facto in Australia?
Living together, in essence, as a couple for 2 years is sort of the basic test, but like everything in life, there's some exceptions. So one of those exceptions would be if you had a child. Another exception would be if someone's made a contribution in the sense of purchased a property with someone else, but perhaps haven't lived together for 2 years. That can be a reason that a court might consider you a de facto.
Clarissa, many people think that if you're not married, what's mine is mine. But is that actually the case?
No.
Oh.
So particularly,
That's a definitive
Yes.
no.
no. Particularly once you are a de facto relationship, it really raises the same rights and entitlements that a married couple has.
Right.
Okay, so what if I know someone going through this at the moment, if one partner owns a house before the relationship started, is the other partner entitled to some of it?
Possibly.
Oh.
So, yeah, again, grey area. The longer the relationship, the more there's been an intertwingling of roles or finances, then the more likely it is that that home you owned at the beginning is potentially not going to necessarily be entirely yours at the end.
Ouch, okay.
And the way our system works here in Australia is every family's subtly different, every couple's subtly different. So there's no certain answer to that, certainly.
What are some of the biggest financial mistakes couples make, particularly when they move in together?
Yeah, I think that early part of any relationship is like joyful.
Yeah.
And so we tend to avoid having the conversations that probably matter most. And so I think the biggest mistake I see is people are spending hours talking about their holidays or the exciting things that they're going to do, but not necessarily sharing their expectations around what might happen if, and what might our finances be like if, and what might we do if we have children. So those bigger conversations around the future are really, really important to have at that early stage.
Doesn't it feel like you're manifesting a breakup if you start doing that? Like if I said to my wife, I'm like, just if.
Just hypothetically.
How would we deal with that? She'd be like, why are you even thinking about ending it? I'm not, I swear to God.
I think that's right, and that's probably why we avoid those conversations. But
Yeah.
equally, how we think about money is such an important thing in terms of how we then live our lives. So I think it's so important to have that really direct conversation early on in a relationship.
So as unromantic as it is, should we be nutting out a prenup, sitting down with our partner and going through it like that?
These are really popular, and I think whether you have a prenup or not, again, the conversations it forces you to have are so valuable for your relationship. So it's much like insuring a house. You're insuring that for the future if something goes wrong. That's ultimately what a prenup is intended to do. But the mere act of having that dialogue around, well, what if? What if I get really sick and I can't earn money? What if we have children? What if we do these things? They're really powerful conversations, I think, in any relationship. And that's what a prenup will encourage people to do.
And I just think so often you go, oh, I hadn't thought of that.
That's right.
That is
Until
very
it's
scary.
too late. Clarissa, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Clarissa. All right.